At my company, we used to show people how much we really, we appreciated them, gratitude, if you will, by keeping them employed, giving them a paycheck. Heck, what else were we supposed to do? Am I right? Well, of course, the answer was no. I was actually dead wrong years ago about what people are expecting and what they need to do. There are a lot of surveys, I would say plenty of surveys out there that ask employees what to rank as the most important reason they like their work or come to their job, if you will. And if you're like I was, I might have said, well, it's all about the money, isn't it? But time and again, surveys have shown that employees do value their paycheck, but it's not even ranked as number one or let alone in the top 5 as to why. Always in the top 5 is being appreciated by those who they work with and those who they work for. My belief is people don't go to work for a paycheck. They go to work so the paycheck doesn't stop. And although you can't take intangible things to the supermarket and buy groceries with them, there's a lot more at play with work than there is just the paycheck. And that is so much more than just getting paid. I believe that what I learned about employees is they crave appreciation. And gratitude is what they were really seeking. They wanted to know, did I do a good job? And the bad news is it wasn't something I was comfortable with. My family members and even the staff senior staff we had trained, they weren't comfortable with it either. And that was something that we had to change our habits. So we, my brothers and I, the third generation in the business, had all grown up with the belief that if we complimented them, they just decide that they could take it easy. It would be a sign to, relax. That was pretty stupid. In fact, praising and saying thank you to your team, both in public and in front of their peers especially, and individually as often as you can, is really one of the most powerful tools you have in a human-to-human connection and employer to employee. That is the biggest tool in your toolbox, your management toolbox. And piling on praise and saying thank you are the biggest and best tools in your gratitude toolkit. It's so easy as owners and managers to ignore the staff doing what you expect them to, or at least hoping they'll do day to day, and only seeking them out when those people mess up, right? Because then we find the time to go and talk to them about whatever it is. And after all, we're busy and we're supposed to be busy. Why did I end up being their mom and dad after all? Well, the reason is we are the surrogate parents for them. And that is just the nature. It doesn't matter how old you are as an owner. I mean, I was 25 when I came to realize this. And even though we're not related, the nature of any business is it acts like a family. And the only question is, what type of family structure do you want to provide for your employees? Is it just going to be critical, or is it going to be one that nurtures people and appreciates them for who they are? Or is it just going to be combative again? That's what you need to watch out for. Sometimes there is this reflective thinking that we have as owners and managers that we have to be overly tough, or otherwise the employees will take advantage of us, think that we're weak and feel that they can do whatever they want, whenever they want. It's actually quite the opposite. You have to have documented policy and procedures to have standards. Otherwise, how do we know how to play the game? And the obligation of management is to share these standards and to hold your team accountable to those standards. What it means is we make as much effort, if not more, to find them following the policies and procedures or the standards that we've set up and make a big deal about it. We need to be doing this, just anytime, but now in these challenging times like COVID-19, where they're putting themselves out on the front line in any capacity, you have to be taking care of them and taking the time to show your appreciation and gratitude, good times and tough times. Gratitude also means on a personal as well as business level. You show your appreciation for all you have and for what others do for you. It's not just good for them, which it is. It's essential for your own well-being. You have to give it, though, to get it. receive the benefits. Know that this practice of gratitude and saying thank you for anything I found my team doing in a positive way was incredibly uncomfortable at the beginning. But it's like everything. With practice, my brothers, my managers, we learned how to do this day in and day again. It was a paradigm shift for us. And it was just bad habits on our own part that we had to get. That part about attacking them with criticism, but never finding the time to praise and giving gratitude. What was letting us down or what was disappointing us was always the biggest thing. Here's one example that was letting us down or disappointing us. We were angry when our installers would take longer than we had figured the job should take. The thing was, we never told them how long they had, and they were supposed to kind of mind read it. And so there was nothing formal. We never documented anything. We never had a process or procedure for how these jobs should run. And then when they didn't do it, we were really upset. You know what? The process was broken, and especially on the communications end. That said, the process was found out to be broken every step along the way, from giving the bid to figuring the correct pricing to ordering the stuff properly, to give out the jobs the right way, and to actually running the jobs in progress. When we stopped yelling at each other, we decided that there would be a better way to get this done. We acknowledged that everyone plays a role in this and that we needed objective benchmarks and systems that would make it fair to all. It worked great. The whole team grew up and grew closer. My job as an owner shifted from blaming people to becoming proactively going out to compliment and give my gratitude and thanks to these people, to say how much I appreciated them. Here's what I can tell you. You can never underestimate the power of bringing coffee and donuts to somebody who's out on a job site. Your people are working hard. And I share this because I don't know why I didn't know that, but when people would stop at my job while I was working and bring me donuts and coffee, how much I would appreciate it, because it's lonely out there. Yes, most of us do love coffee and donuts, but what we really love and crave is someone taking the time to connect to us one-to-one in a positive way. So here's my advice. Learn to breathe. Learn to let go of past disappointments, and learn to let go of the anger and frustration that you feel. Learn to find them doing something good and heap a ton of praise on them. Learn to give gratitude anywhere you can and experience the difference in your business and your life.